right? As human beings in 2025, with Christian extremists in Western Europe obsessed with establishing a Jewish caliphate in my country, right? Well, this man will go to any length to do so. He is Christian and Jewish ISIS. He is willing to burn the ground, kill everyone in his way, so he can build his third temple. And the reason he wants to do that is not because he actually likes Jewish people, right? It's because he wants Jewish people to do the wrong thing so that Jesus can come back and do the right thing, right? And somehow I'm crazy. I'm crazy. Yeah. So, and you stick by those beliefs, don't you?
Can I reply?
Wait, I'll let you reply one sometime. Right?
Or you?
Yeah, I'm sure you want to get it off your chest. Yeah? So, yes, ladies and gentlemen, we do live in a crazy world in 2025. Now, what I'm gonna do is lay some groundwork for some basics on how human beings should treat each other, right? And it's not complicated, it's not controversial, right? It's simply called the golden rule, right? Am I crazy, ladies and gentlemen, for wanting human beings to implement the golden rule? The golden rule goes as follows, and it's written in the Bible. It's there for you if you want to use it. I'm sorry. It's there for you if you want to use it, right? And it goes as follows: treat others the way you want to be treated. Call me crazy. Yeah. So imagine what's happened in the last 100 years. Europe had a civil war, right? The Europeans were at each other's throats. They didn't do it once, they did it twice. They call it a world war. Had nothing to do with us. We Christians, Muslims, Jews, were sat around the campfire in the Middle East singing Kumbaya, living our lives, living it up, having a good time, while Christian Europe unfortunately was at each other's throats, killing each other because they wanted to fight for the global resources. That's what was on the line for them, right? Now, they had their war, and when they finished it, they decided, actually, we don't want Jews in Europe, and we don't want European Jews in this continent. They kicked them out by force to the Middle East, and they told them, while you're there, make it a Jewish caliphate, right? And we will support you with all the guns, all the weapons, and what you've seen that's happened in the last 15 months, right? The genocide. They've killed 700 people in one night last week. They're killing babies systematically, targeting babies with drones, right? With drones. Now, Robert had this audacity to accuse the Palestinian resistance of decapitating babies, which has been proven to be lies by Israeli media, by Israeli media itself, right? And the proof, and the reason it's sick that we bring it up is as we speak, the occupying European, colonial, genocidal, racist, powerful Caucasian people that were expelled out of Caucasian Europe to the Middle East, as we speak, they've killed in the last 15 months 20,000 babies. Now, it's true what they say. When you kill 10 people, it's a tragedy. But when you kill 20,000 babies, it's a statistic. Nobody cares. It's sick. And this man has unchristian sickness in his heart. Thank you.
Right, so ladies and gentlemen, sorry. So let's be clear. Both of us has come into this debate making assumptions. I did assume that it was a Muslim. And my point is valid that I made for every Muslim that complains about Israel's apartheid system. However, he has denied that Muhammad is a prophet. And he has said that he doesn't want Sharia law. So I am willing to accept, I am not speaking to a Muslim, so I obviously must modify my arguments. But let's be clear. He supports, and has said on camera he supports, Hamas, which is a criminal offence in this country, and I do hope the police arrest him, I do hope he is prosecuted, and I do hope he's kicked out of our country, because our country will be better off without the likes of these kinds of people in it. Simply put, to support an organisation like Hamas is to support an organisation. And so you are supporting an apartheid system by proxy. Even if you yourself don't want it personally, you are lending your aid to a group that does. That's like me saying, well, I don't support the apartheid in South Africa. That's obviously wrong to what they're doing to the blacks in South Africa, but I am going to go and buy all of those South African products. I am going to support the South African government's embassy here in the UK. I am going to support South Africa not being isolated on the world stage. But oh no, I do disagree with their apartheid. That is exactly the position that my opponent finds himself in. He says he doesn't want Sharia law. He doesn't want an apartheid system. But by proxy, by supporting Hamas, he is. Let's be clear. When those butcherers known as Hamas, those jihadi dogs, those vile Islamist scum went into Israel and butchered and raped and killed and murdered indiscriminately and kidnapped women. Did the average Palestinian come out and say, no, you did wrong, it was wrong what you did? No, what they did is they were spanking the bottoms of the women that had been kidnapped. They were groping the women that had been kidnapped. They were celebrating the murders. There's even a recording of a Hamas militant calling up his parents and saying how many Jews he had killed, and his parents saying, well done, son. You did a good thing today. Let's be clear. When a society chooses to become Islamist, that society deserves to be destroyed from top to bottom. Its infrastructure, its agriculture, its political systems, its buildings, its water systems, its electric systems. We were all happy to see our government bomb ISIS. What is the difference between ISIS and Hamas? The fact of the matter is, I have no pity for a group of people that choose to have Hamas as their government. And
they don't choose it.
Let's be clear. All of these Hamas supporters around you and this person here, I don't remember them protesting a jot when Hamas slaughtered Fatah in Gaza. When Hamas started shooting at the Palestinians who were protesting against Hamas, suddenly all the concerns for the civilians of Hamas just disappeared. Do you know why? Because it wasn't Jews doing the shooting. It was Hamas doing the shooting. And it didn't fit the narrative. It didn't fit the narrative. What's your name, by the way? Ali. Not a Muslim, Ali.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, there we have it, right?
You don't know Sharia law.
Robert has basically,
Clearly you don't.
Basically, Robert has not touched basically any of the points that I made. Right? Robert is pretending that European Jews magically turned up in the Middle East, right? He doesn't want to actually explain that these European Jews were expelled by European powers to the Middle East. Now I asked Robert, and I wanted to make him. No, 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 no.